Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marta, I come from Norway and I love makeup, and today I'm so excited because yesterday I just got my Glam Shop PR package and I was super excited because they just released two new palettes. One of them was the Camo palette and the other I think is called Heather in English, and it's like a purple palette, and the other one is of course a military green palette, and I was just so excited about those. So I was really happy to receive those, so thank you so much to Hanya and Glam Shop for sending those to me. And today I just thought I would use most of those products and show you how they perform. And yeah, first I want to just show them to you like up close on camera, so I will just go ahead and zoom you in, and then afterwards I will just show you the look that I did here using the different products. So Glam Shop recently just released 3 concealers. As you can see, they're all very similar in color. So this is the lightest one, it's the one that I used today, and then we have 2 that are a little bit more deeper. But I mean, I don't think I'm going to open them just because I could rather give them away, because I'm not going to use those. They will be too deep for me, because you can like see a difference between those 2 and the palest one which I used. So I think I'll just give this away, maybe in a giveaway that I will do in the future, or I will give it to a friend. And this one I will of course keep because I really liked it. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I was just so excited. And up close the wand looks like this, so it's just a regular like small wand. And if you can see like the concealer up close here, this is a perfect brightening shade for me, and I'll just show you how it blends out really nicely. And it has a nice coverage. It's not 100% full coverage, and I didn't really try to build it up, but I love this one. They also just came out with these colored or tinted brow gels, and the colors are quite different in my opinion. Like this one looks very dark. I will just try to show you guys how, like, it's a little bit dry as you can see. And then we have the lighter one which is quite warm, but both I used both of these today, and as you can see you can be really careful with the application of them, so I didn't really have any problems with them, but I will have to try them out a little bit more. But here at least you can see the colors if you're interested in that. I did get the new sponges, which I'm so excited to use, but I'm just going to show those in another video I think, because I used my brushes from Glam Shop for today. But like these are just like the kind of sponges that have like what do you even call them? They're like velvet sponges, and I really like that. I think this is velvet, and this I don't really know because I don't know if it really says on the front here. But I definitely prefer like velvet sponges because I feel like those don't soak up as much product. But I also have the other sponges, and I have used I think exactly this one before, and I really like it. It's a really great sponge, and I definitely recommend them if you like sponges. Glam Shop also recently just came out with new holo shades, so we have them here. This one is the one that's called Sweet Holo. The middle one here is the one that is Rose Gold Holo. We have a Violet Holo, Blue Holo, and the new Nude Holo. So this one is a little bit more intense like most of the other holos, because the Holo Siepla, I think it's called, it's the warm holo, and the nude holo, they were originally a little bit less intense than the others, because you can like see, for example, this one looks very much like Bayer holo, which is a silvery purpley holo, but this has a lot more bigger particles. But this one, the new nude holo, is a lot more intense, just in case you were wondering about the change in those. Then we have the product I was most excited about. It's the Moro palette. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's the Camo palette. This is how it looks on the inside. It's just such a beautiful palette, and you know, like I love grungy greens, and this has a nice variety of depth. And you can see that there are 2 marbles in here, which is so exciting. I of course had to dip into this one, and I've also tried this one, but you can see this one reminds me a little bit of Zigzag. So they have a lot of beautiful shades in them, and I'm so excited to use this and to have it. So here you get to see how this one looks Together with the palettes, they also released some eyeliners. I think it's the first ones that are not just white and black. So this is the deep green one. And then they also released one that is purple with the purple palette. It's a little bit lighter, as you can see, and they're very, very creamy and smooth. And I sadly didn't remember that I got this, so I used a different one for my look today. If not, I would have definitely used my green one. And with the purple palette, you also get this pigment, like they have a bundle with the pigment and the liner and the palette, or you can of course buy them separately. This one is called, okay, it doesn't have an English name, so at least here you can see the Polish name. And these ones I think are a little bit chunkier, so if you like more texture and like bigger particles or flakes, then I think you will like this. And they also sent me this gorgeous purple palette, and I was so excited about this one as well. At first I wasn't sure if I would purchase it if I didn't get it in PR, but like especially seeing it in real life, you can see the depth. Like look at how deep this purple is and how beautiful and light this one is. Then you have this one, which is more of a medium purple, and this one, which is more in between there again. So I really like that. And this holo shade in the middle here is even more intense than the violet holo. And you also have this beautiful, more like so iridescent purplish one, but it's so light as well. So it's perfect for inner corners. This is more of like a regular shimmer. And then we have a matte with glitter. I've never tried that from Glam Shop, and I don't really prefer that from other brands, so we will see. And this one is just beautiful, a warm shimmer. So as you could see, there were a lot of new products that I received, and I'm just so grateful for that. So again, just thank you so much for Glam Shop for sending those to me. And yeah, I think we will just have to go straight on to the tutorial of this look right here. Obviously I used the Camo palette because I was so excited to be trying that out, so I just had to use that. I was planning to maybe use both of the palettes today, but I was just like, I have to try out the green ones. So if you're interested in seeing that, then please keep on watching, or you can also just skip right to the close-up of my eyeshadow look, and I will just leave a timestamp up here if you want to see that. But if you want to see the tutorial, then just keep on watching. I'm starting out with the deepest shade right here using my Glam Shop 022 brush. I'm going to put this one in my crease in the outer parts. I am using my Smashbox Primer, which I've been really loving lately. So thank you to Gina from Faces by Gina on Instagram for recommending me that. It's just working really well with all my shadows. So I'm just buffing out the edges like ever so lightly, and then I will be also, I think, just taking this slightly down here as well. Sorry if I'm out of frame. For the inner parts of the crease, I'm going to use this one, which is the middle one. As you can see, these are very soft. It's like the typical Glam Shop formula. Only a few of my singles are not like this. And this one was also very soft. So just be a little bit aware of that in case you don't like that. So I will just be placing that here. This is like a little bit more of a vibrant and lighter shade than the previous one that I used, so I felt like that would be perfect for the inner parts of my crease right here. And now I'm going to use this lightest shade, also super soft, and I'm going to use that to blend out the previous shades. So I'm just starting it here in the inner parts of my crease. I'm just trying to cover up like the blueness that I have underneath. As usual, I'm just like tapping it over where I blended the previous shade, and because I have a primer, I want to set just above here because then I won't have the shadow to grip onto the wet texture underneath. So I'm just using my HD matte setting powder from Glam Shop, and I'm just dragging it all over here, and then I can just continue the blending because that will like help disperse the lightest shade, because this one is like super light. I feel like I have a really sharp line there. I don't know, like I did something wrong. So here it's blending kind of like perfectly, so I don't know what I did here because I feel like it's just looking really odd. I have like this line here and here where I just did the blending, so apparently I did something wrong. So I just added my glam glue to the lid, like all over the lid really, and I'm going to go in with this one before it dries. I'm just using my pinky finger because I feel like that's like my smallest finger, so I'm not able to, okay, I can try to show you. Look at that, that is so pretty. So I'm just going to tap that down before this all dries down, and really I have more than enough product, so I'm just going to try to like disperse that all over the lid. Wow, that is so incredibly shiny, and oh my god, it's so pretty. I'm gonna have to show you once I'm done here. Oh, that is so incredible. And I can see it shifts from like here on the side when I'm looking here. It's almost like a bluish green, then it goes to a normal green, and then I have gold green. It's so pretty, and it's incredibly reflective. So beautiful. I just love the Glam Shop marbles. They're so beautiful, but obviously you have to like get used to how to use them because they are quite textured if you use a lot. So I have just like, I could have used even less than I use now, but I feel like this looks beautiful. So I'm just going to go back in with the deepest shade here just because I kind of rubbed it a little bit away. And I'm going to finish off the rest of my makeup before I go in with my inner corner shade and the lower lash line shades here. So I am ready to try out the concealers, and this is number 1, then we have number 2 and number 3, and I think this number 1 will actually be a match for me. Maybe I'll have to add in a little bit of number 2 to make it a tiny bit darker. I'll just start out with number 1. As you can see, I have pretty bad under eye discoloration. It's like a mix of blue and red. I typically just use like a small dot on each side, and what I've been loving like the past month or 2 is to use my Glam Shop 121 brush. So I typically just go ahead and like disperse this like this and kind of like tap it into the under eye area, and I also like to go in here a little bit. And I can definitely use a small dot more. When I'm trying out a new project, it's better to go in with a little bit less than a little bit too much. So I'm just going to be applying this like I usually would. Like now I have quite a bit, and I definitely don't think I could have used one of the deeper ones. Because I do like the foundation I'm wearing now is the Alabaster one from Glam Shop, and it oxidizes a little bit on me. I don't know if you can even like see it right now. But I really do like a brightening under eye concealer, and this one looks really beautiful. As for the finish, it feels kind of like moisturizing a little bit. Just zooming you in so you can like see the texture of the concealer. I feel like it looks really nice. It's like very lightweight and it looks very like dewy. So I'm definitely going to have to blend a little bit more before I go in with my powder, because my under eyes crease immediately. I will be using my under eye powder from Glam Shop. So for the powder I'm using my T128 brush from Glam Shop. And I'm just really tapping in the powder. I'm not baking or anything, I'm just making sure that it's all nice and set. So it's not 100% like full coverage for me, but like you can see how much of a difference it made. So yeah, I think it looks nice. I like the texture of it. It's not thick, it's very thin, which I love. And it looks very nice. Like I don't need 100% coverage, because then it's like I can't have that unless it's going to look really cakey. So this is my face when I powdered it. So I did use a different powder here because the under eye powder sometimes gives me a little bit more of a yellow look on the under eyes, and I kind of prefer this one. It's their invisible powder. It's their pressed powder that looks white. And I think that's just perfect. Oh, and Luke here, he was just crying a little bit because he wanted to come in my lap. He's a little bit tired today. He was just spending time in the bed in the sun because the sun is shining in there. And we're going to go for a walk afterwards. For my lower lash line, I just applied my BH Cosmetics Base Booster, and I'm going in with this shade. And I will be using my 100 brush from Glam Shop. And this one is just like a gorgeous yellow with like pink to green. So I'm basically just going to add that right here. Something like this, just like a soft shimmer there. And for the inner corner, I'll just figure out what to wear. Maybe I'll use the yellow to white iridescent from the Swietlowka palette. That would look probably really nice with this look. And I'll just finish off the rest of my makeup. Okay, so I completely forgot that I got this brow... What is it really? Brow gels? I think there are brow gels. But they're colored, and as you can see, this one is light, but it's very, very warm. I mean, it would match my red hair, but my brows are quite cool toned. So I would have went for like an ashy brown color, but this one is super dark. So I think I'll start off with this more warm toned one and then see if I will have to like add in a little bit of the deeper one just to like cool it down a little bit, and yeah, we will just have to see. But if I were to purchase one of them, I probably would have purchased the ashy one because that's the one I had, no the dark brown one, because that's the one I had in my cart. But let's just see how this applies. So I always start like in the end of the brow because that's where I want it to be mostly opaque. And then I kind of like continue to brush it over the hairs on the inner parts because I typically use some type of brow gel every day. And I saw that they just released a clear brow gel, which is perfect, and I'm probably going to purchase it. So I really don't mind the color. I think it's a nice color on me, but it's quite, I guess you could call it a little bit more of a powdery brow product than a wet one. And I typically like them a little bit more wet so that like I can just brush like twice over here and then my brows are covered. But here you kind of like just end up brushing it on several times and you don't get too much on it. Okay, so I'm trying to go in with a little bit of this one. This one might not be as dark as it looks like because the other one was quite soft as well. Okay, I don't think I want to add more than this. So I think I'll have to play around with these a little bit more. Probably this one would have been the best to go in with first. I don't think I went in with anything on this brow already, so I'll try to do it the opposite now. So I'm just using my monitor to like see where I apply this, which is a little bit hard. It's like one of the hardest things to do on camera is brows, I feel like. Yeah, so I do kind of like how this one is looking alone a lot better. You can see it's a little bit more defined on my brows. So I think this is the one I will try to be using a little bit more. But for today I'm going to go over with the other one as well. I'm just going to do that off camera. And now I'm just going to use this felt tip. It's a brow tint from a Norwegian brand. I like to use this to like fill in the brows wherever I feel like. And it's quite sharp, so if I'm careful when applying it, I can get nice lines. Typically I don't care that much about it. And that is the finished look that I came up with using all of these different new products, and I really like all of them this far. Of course, this is just a first impression and I have to use them more, especially like the brow products, because I haven't tried them before and maybe I have to do it a little bit differently, but I do like how it came out. And yeah, I really like the concealer. I like that a lot actually. And of course I love the green eyeshadow palette and cannot wait to use the purple one. I just realized, why did I use a green liner from Linda Hallberg when they have a new green liner? I am so stupid. Okay, but sadly I didn't get to try out that one because I totally forgot that I had it, but I cannot wait to use that one. For my lips, I ended up using my Beauty Bay lipstick in the shade Cola with my Guerlain lip liner in the shade Brun Chocolat. And for my cheeks, I only used Glam Shop actually, so I will just leave the names down below in my description box because they are in Polish and I don't remember them. But yeah, I really like those. I've been using those like almost every day lately and I really love them. But I do think that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and please give this video a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!